Can a landlord legally say no felons allowed? The answer might surprise you and could get you into trouble. It's April 25th, 2026. April is National Fair Housing Month, and I have committed to making a video for every day this month. Currently 3 videos behind, so expect a few extra videos over the next 5 days. At the national level, criminal history is not a protected class under the Fair Housing Act, so yes, landlords can consider felony convictions. But here's where people get into trouble. Blanket policies like no felons allowed can violate fair housing law under something called disparate impact. I'll be honest, when I was a teenager after my dad passed away, I had a few run-ins with the law. I was arrested, but never actually charged. Looking back, it really makes me think about how different people can have very different outcomes in the very same system. And the data backs that up. Black Americans make up about 13% of the population, but account for roughly a quarter of arrests nationwide. And incarceration rates are several times higher than white Americans. So when a landlord uses a blanket no felons policy, it can disproportionately exclude certain groups, even if that wasn't the intent. Now, there are a couple of important exemptions to know. Federal law allows, and in some cases require, denial for anyone convicted of manufacturing or distributing methamphetamine, and, in many cases, individuals on a lifetime sex offender registry. Outside of those situations, though, things get much more nuanced. In stricter states like California, New York, New Jersey, Washington, and DC, the rules go even further. Here's what often isn't allowed. Blanket bans like no felons. Using arrests without convictions. Looking back indefinitely, many areas limit it to about 3 to 7 years, or denying someone without an individualized review. Some cities like Seattle go even further and restrict most criminal history screening altogether. Instead, landlords have to take a more tailored approach. So they look at, what was the offense? How long ago did it happen? Is there evidence of rehabilitation? And finally, and perhaps most importantly, does it relate to safety? In other words, they have to evaluate people, not just their past. In more lenient states like much of the Southeast, landlords still have broader discretion. But even there, they can't apply policies that create discriminatory effects under federal law. So here's the takeaway. Yes, you can consider criminal history, but you can't use it as a blanket barrier to housing. And that's why this remains one of the most debated and misunderstood topics in fair housing today. So what do you think? Should landlords be allowed to ban all felons, or should there be limits? Let me know in the comments.